One of the trickiest things when you've never worked with leather before is figuring out what weight or thickness you need for certain projects. So today I'm going to give you a little bit of a starting off point of what you're going to need for making wallets, knife sheaths, belts, whatever you like. So like for example here's the knife sheath that I first ever made, and it came out pretty good, all things being considered. I used a 4 or 5 ounce for the front here, and I used like a 8 or 9 ounce for the back, which ended up being way overkill. But you know, it's okay. It'd be different if you used 5/6 for a whole wallet. Now, like here's a very early wallet that I did, and this was using a 5/6 back with some 2 3 ounce pockets, but with, you know, 4 pockets plus a divider in here, it ends up being a chunky wallet in the end without skiving the edges or doing T-pockets, which I didn't know at the time actually. But something with fewer pockets, like this little Field Notes wallet I made, only has 2 pieces on a 5/6 ounce or 4 5 ounce backing that just stamped, and this thing's been holding up great for 5+ years. But then you look at like this first iteration of an SD card wallet I did, I used some 4.5 on the back and for the pockets, and ended up being a little bit overkill. I mean, it's fine, but it makes for, again, a very chunky deal, and that's only one layer of pockets. So it's really hard to do like a wallet with only one weight of leather unless you want the backing to be really thin, but then it's going to be really floppy. Like here's a piece of 2 3 ounce, and you can see you can pretty much, you know, bend that almost right flat in two, versus here's some 8 9 ounce, which really, you know, will not bend all that easily, that tight a radius. And here's some 5/6 ounce, which, you know, very much more malleable than the 8 9 ounce, but still a lot of structure to it. Definitely enough structure for something like a knife sheath here. This one was actually lined with a 2 3 and a 4 5, so it kind of equates to a similar, but that makes for a pretty sturdy sheath, or maybe a really lightweight holster. But for the bare minimum of like wet molding, like here's a Leatherman sheath, and this is all using 4 5 ounce, and you can hear it works pretty well. It could be thicker though. You know, something like this for a little knife sheath, you probably wouldn't want to go over 7 8 ounce. That's going to be a little too chunky. That's more of a belt or holster material if you ask me. But I think the best place to start off, like if you wanted to make a wallet or a keychain lanyard, all kinds of things, your best bet is to get some 4 5 along with some 2 3 if you really want to make wallets with thinner pockets and such. But if you just had to pick one, I'd say getting some 4 5. So hopefully that gives you some little starting point of what you might need, and from there you just gotta hold the leather in your hand. And you know, it, even to this day, I always change up what weight I use for certain projects, so it's always a by case basis. So you just got to have a couple in stock at the end of the day. But if you have one project in mind, you can usually figure out something that'll at least work. So hopefully that helped you guys out.